how about them tops, son?
All day, SEC boys. SEC, they supposed to be SEC. Jersey all day, baby.
You're listening to the Red Out Podcast.
Welcome into another Red Out Podcast. I'm Jake.
Hey, Devin in the house. We got Ross, and we also have Jared, the Music Man.
What's up?
He sounds something. What?
He was like, what? Okay.
I thought you were going to say more than just the Music Man.
No, that's it.
Anticipated like something else, but I mean, it's cool.
So this guy is the Music Man because he's the only person I have ever heard to actually have a dream about music.
Like about composing music.
This dude
It's
he types this out on Facebook, and I had no idea what he was talking about until I read it. I was like, oh my gosh. He writes this song. In his dream, he wrote this amazing song, and then he wakes up and completely forgot the song. I was like,
you would be surprised how many musicians have actually like remembered something that they had in a dream, and it actually turned out to be one of their best songs. Like this isn't something that just like happens to crazy people like me or whatever.
Well,
he just called himself crazy. I rest my case.
I mean,
hey,
sure.
I'll give okay. In my old age, I have found that if I watch YouTube videos about something, I will dream about it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
it happens. Like if you're a basketball player, I imagine you have like those like stress dreams where you're on the free throw line with like a national title on the line, and you break all your free throws and wake up in a cold sweat.
That sounds like you had personal experience with that dream.
Dude, how boring! I definitely have
not
work
had
dreams.
Well, I figured you might try out for Western or whatever. But it's
Yeah,
cool.
right. When they host like walk on day.
So I guess we'll kind of get off Jared's case. The winners and losers this week. Winner Syracuse.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm fine with it.
You love when Duke loses.
I love when Duke loses. I can't help myself.
I mean,
I just
when Duke
grew up.
loses, America wins. We're good.
Exactly. I mean, Duke rhymes with puke, so it makes sense.
They're like the New England Patriots of the college basketball, as far as I'm concerned.
Just
completely
get Zion
agree.
Williamson off my television. Like I'm so tired of seeing highlight after highlight.
He is pretty good, though.
That's fine. I get it. He's really good.
But
But of
Jake,
course, sports media loves to overhype any person.
Well, yeah,
that.
exactly.
I
They have to-
I remember even like LeBron James when he was in high school. I mean, they were televising his games nationally, and like LeBron James breathes and all this other stuff. Like, I mean,
you were
you've
probably
always seen,
like
the
12.
memes
I was about to say,
and stuff
Jared,
like
you
that.
were 4 when that was happening.
was
How do you
probably
remember that?
I mean, 2003, I was in 3rd grade. So.
Oh my god.
Sorry. He was. I mean, I can't say much. 2003, I was like 12. So
Well, 2003. Okay, so 2003, I was in high school.
yeah, so it's not too.
So
bad.
I was 3 years before I graduated. So
But still,
God, I feel old.
yeah,
Okay,
he's a child. It's fine.
Freshman year for me, Devin, so don't feel too old.
there you go. See, my friend. Yeah, that would have been close to my. Whatever, it doesn't matter. However it fell, I'm not sure. But anyway,
I mean,
yeah.
that's really all I've got this week. It's just the time of year where there's so much going
Yeah.
on in college basketball, and I'm so focused on WKU, but also like listening to the other stuff in the bracketology
Yes.
and to
I
be
got
honest,
a winner for you guys.
what's your winner?
Louisville last week.
That's true. The North Carolina game. That's crazy huge.
Yeah,
I
I'll
mean,
give you that. Yeah.
It's
They
the-
blew them out on their own court.
Like
That was pretty
02,
impressive.
03, and probably if Louisville can go 500 in the ACC, they probably are going to get in the tournament with that win.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. And not only that, but I mean,
Yeah.
anytime you can. Maybe this is too mean, but it is really funny how Roy Williams tends to have these like episodes when
Yeah.
he loses.
Vertigo.
He gets vertigo when he loses. He's like, oh, it's fine. That gum is alright. That gum vertigo is alright.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that the School of African Studies lost, but it's
Yeah,
whatever.
right. Man.
So, just in case, I want to clarify that joke, just because.
Dude, everybody knows North Carolina had fake classes in like the Pan-African Studies.
Yes, and the only reason they got off is because they offered it to everybody, just not athletes.
Dude, good lawyering. Best NCAA lawyering ever. Like, I had slow
Yes.
clap for them.
That is.
Even though I hated it because Louisville got eat alive because they
I
tried
hate
to cooperate.
North Carolina is it's probably second tier hated team for me.
What did we learn from all that? Deny.
Exactly.
Oh, and always, before you decide to do something shady, contact your lawyer to see how they can get you out of it.
Yep. He's like, and you know what? I know how that phone call went. That went just like you would think. Hey, we're going to do some fake classes. Oh, make sure you offer it to all the students.
Boom, done.
Boom. We're clear. There we go. Full deniability.
Yep.
Everybody can do it. So.
Tawak legal advisor Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am not any of your attorneys. Do not contact me at all. I will ignore you.
You can't afford him. It's okay.
That's right. You can't.
But, anyway, obviously, the depression continues, playing Marshall.
Salt.
Oh, dude. You know, and that was one game. I mean, even looking at the recap, Western had the game the entire time. Even at one
Slow
point.
bleed.
Yes. I mean, it was kind of like National Geographic, the Komodo dragon just bit us and chased us down and finally got us in the last few seconds.
It just died a slow, painful. I don't even know where to start with that game.
I know.
You get as big of a lead as like 15 at one point, and then just let them go. Just decide, hey, you know what? Defense, close out on shooters. What's that?
I would be fine with a full offensive assault. Just go to town. Just drop the threes. As long as you're hitting them, I don't care. Just blow them out.
Getting out defense by Marshall, that's embarrassing.
It's so bad because they like we said going into it, Marshall beats you not by playing good defense against you, but just by volume shooting and just going, like just letting their guards go to work. That's how they win. And what do? We let their guards go to work. And by the way, they were historically, okay, we know Marshall can go off for the three, all this stuff, but on the season they had not been very good. They shot like the low 30s.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're playing Western? Deuces, like just deep, great.
You know, when I was...
And the thing that I think killed him the most is that Kinsey guy that had like a career high, like the freshman that they had. I mean, he completely dominated us.
I blame him.
I don't know if Stansberry didn't have any type of scouting report on him because, I mean, I think he's only played in like 3 or 4 games prior to the Western game, but he torched us pretty bad.
And speaking of Jared Savage,
Jared Savage.
How cold can you get, man? Like, poor dude.
I know.
Like, at one point he was 0 for 7. I was just like,
I feel bad for Jared because, I mean, I know that's your guy. I mean, I think you could get anybody off of the street to shoot 1 of 11 in a ball game, but, I mean, that's just me.
You know, if he was walking down the road right now, I'd bring him in and provide him a warm meal and a blanket.
Just a hug.
Just to warm him up, just to keep him going.
That's not creepy at all.
No, it's completely creepy. It was a lot funnier in my mind, but yeah.
No, it's funny. It's awesome.
I feel like that old man on Family Guy. What's his name? The pervert?
I don't know. I just know he's
Pervert.
The pervert.
a little popsicle for you.
Hey, Jared Savage, I got a little popsicle for you.
Just reach on here in my pocket for a little popsicle.
Want to come down to my basement?
Yep,
Oh my gosh, that's that's a lot creepier than I thought. Okay, I hate it for Jared. We
got 33 minutes. What was the? I mean, here's the thing. When Savage is on, he should play. But last game just proved is when he can't make shots, it affects the rest of his game. Kinsey had a career high against him. He was 1 for 11, 0 for 6 from 3-point range. So he was a double negative. He was negative on the offense and the defensive end. Only 2 assists. Like, what does he provide? Why can't you play Benton and Bearden alongside each other? Somebody, instead of Savage, give him some breaks and say, "Here, it's not your day, son. Let's try somebody else."
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you just get cold.
I mean, I mean, evidently Smith was on 3 for 3. Woo.
Only 14 minutes.
But saying what you were saying, Ross, I mean, having Banton out there and Bearden at the same time, I really liked that lineup. I thought that was really effective when they had that going, but, I mean, then he put Savage in again and was just kind of, oh, well, okay.
So
here's the thing. With that, Banton isn't exposed to the turnovers because he's not the primary ball handler. Because, you look at the thing. What really killed us that game, what killed us against ODU is turnovers. This game, 18 turnovers. I mean, that's how you blow 15, 21-point leads. You don't take care of the ball. You give quick, empty possessions. And when you turn the ball over or miss a long 3, you know what happens? That leads quick, instant offense. And for a team like Marshall who can shoot the ball, it just kills you. I mean, it's just so frustrating how close we are. We could just cut down 1 or 2 little things.
I mean, on average, we shot percentage-wise a lot better than they did. We were 48 and they were 43% field goals. 3-pointers, we were shooting 31. They shot 26.
It was just all timing. They shot volume in the first half and weren't really making them. And then in the second half, it was like zoom, zoom, zoom.
I mean, they made their free throws. They had 10% better free throws than we did. So that's 13 points right there.
They outscored.
Those are easy points. Yeah. As my grandfather, who played basketball, says, you got to make the easy ones, and free throws are the easy ones.
Yeah, that's true.
But didn't Anderson miss 2, like, right when we were up, like, 4 or something towards the end of the game?
Yeah, we would have needed those.
Yeah, those would have been.
Here's my question for you guys. I have a question for you guys. I want to know what you thought about Stansberry's last play call for when we had the ball with about 5 seconds left, throwing that lob up to Bassey. Do y'all agree with that? Disagree with that? What do you think?
I mean, Bassey's your best player. I mean, I guess when the clock is down to that point, you want to put the ball in his hands, but I don't know.
I thought it was terrible. That's just me. I mean, I think you need to try to give it to someone like Hollingsworth, give him a good look, or, I mean, even Bassey, but, I mean, just throwing the ball trying to catch him sleeping like that. I mean, D'Antoni's a lot smarter than that, and he's a lot harder to fool. I mean, he outcoached Stansberry, I totally thought, Saturday.
Okay, Ross, it sounds like Ross, it sounds like you're disagreeing. What do you think, buddy?
No, I think, you don't leave it till last second shot. You go try to get a quick shot, try to draw a foul. If you miss, you extend the game. Give Bassey, who's a good rebounder, at 8 rebounds. Give him a shot to get a putback or something like that. I mean, basically the way he did, they ran down the court, dribbled around, called that timeout, and then, you had the messed up play by him, and then you had Josh Anderson with an off-balance last-second shot. I think you should have sped that up, try to get a shot quickly. If you didn't get it, you give your team a chance. If not, try to have more possession. I don't know.
I think
more possession, a quick shot.
I think you're right, because my thing is, I feel like teams are figuring out our big weakness, and that's to handcuff Bassey, basically.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If we can't get consistent guard play out of somebody besides, like, we need more than Hollingsworth to just go score buckets. And I know Anderson, a lot of times can be explosive. I mean, he got 13 points in the last game, doing well. But when you don't have, like, consistently good production out of your point, whether that's actual points or whether that's things to lead to points like good defense, assist, taking care of the ball, then we're not going to be able to win these close games. Now, this one shouldn't have been a close game. This is, and we'll get into this when we do our Q&A here in a little bit, but they've got to be able to close out. And, I mean, we've seen it all season, having consistent play at the point has been difficult. And I think part of it is, Bearden not starting from the beginning because of his own issues, and Stan's maybe not having a clear vision of what he wants from that position or who he wants at that position.
And that's I don't know. I mean, of course, we've got some questions about the bench, and I don't think Stans is going to go for the bench. I think he just wants his guys out there and wants them to do it. I mean, that's kind of my thought.
I did like the question. How do you get the bench more involved? Stans has to play him. Like, legit.
That's it's the obvious question,
You guys read my article last week. I mean, I was harping on that, and this last game, there was things I like about his bench play. He gave, the 3 bench players he did play over 10 minutes.
Right.
Homer got 10, Toby Smith got 14, Bearden got 21. That's perfect for that. But still think Horton, they got to give people like Bassey a break. Throw Horton in there 5 to 8 minutes a game. When Nelson comes back, which I'm guessing will be this game, he's got to play some. You got to give these guys a break. You can tell, just especially in the second half of these last 2 games, we're just getting physically and mentally exhausted, and that's what the bench is for. Giving your guys breaks, mixing and matching, and also sending a lesson. Like, if you're not making shots or playing defense, Jared Savage, then you need to sit down. I'm sorry. I mean, he's got to trust his other people that he recruited. It's not like he's recruited a bunch of scrubs. I mean, Gambrell was a 3-star who's recruited by Baylor. I mean, there's some really quality, solid bench pieces. He's just got to trust them if they want to take off.
I agree. Now, here's my question for you all, because I missed this part. How long was Bassey out after he tweaked his knee or whatever?
The knee contusion?
Yeah, the knee contusion. Bumping knees with, which sounds really dirty. Gosh.
Bumping knees?
I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. When Bassey
bumping uglies.
That's
or
right,
what's right.
I think there was about 6 or 7 minutes left until halftime when that happened, somewhere around there, and he didn't play until, he went to the locker room right after that, then it was halftime, and he came back to the second half.
Okay, so he sat the rest of that half. Because I was going to say, he only had 26 minutes, and he's usually, 36, 38, 40 minutes, basically. The Bearden-Banton combo is just, I don't know. I think it's going to be good. I think it's something to go to.
You got to be.
You play the hot hand in that situation.
Correct.
If Banton's having his awesome game, like he did against Wisconsin, bam, sorry, Bearden, it's not your day. If if Bearden is, Ben's turning the ball over and Bearden, like he did, 0 turnovers, playing within himself, not forcing shots. He kind of went 2 for 6. He was kind of a mixed bag, but definitely a lot better than he had been playing. You got to trust that. I mean, he's a senior leader who's been through some battles. Only player on this team that's been to the NCAA tournament. You got to trust them to play the hot hand, and you got to, when somebody's having a bad game, you got to sit them. That's just math.
Well, here's my thing. Who do you play if Savage has a bad night? Because obviously we didn't do it.
I say mix between Bearden or Omer.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right there because
Omer, except for his amazing block, Omer scares me on defense.
I was going to say, Omer really didn't do anything either, though. That's the bad part.
He only played 10 minutes, but still, I mean...
But he had nothing.
But let somebody like Gambrill get a shot. I mean, he's still kind of getting adjusted a little bit, but he's not going to get adjusted if he never plays.
Agreed.
True.
Especially if you can get him some quality minutes.
Somebody like Omer is perfect. The 8 to 10 minutes a game, if he's hitting shots, he went 0 for 2, okay, it's not his night sitting. But if he comes in, has that confidence, has that, basically I'm the fifth option type mentality, and can give you some solid minutes like he did against Wisconsin, great. So I just think, you experiment with your bench every game and you play the hot hand. It's not rocket science, Stans.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it...
I mean, it sucks. That's to put a bow on it. It sucks. I mean, when that game was over, I was just like, that's why I stayed off the group chat. I stayed off of Twitter for a full 24 hours almost. I was so mad.
That was one thing.
You missed a lot of self-loathing in the group chat, though.
I was going to say, in the Discord, there was a lot of self-loathing for a little bit, but Sunday was quiet.
Yeah, everybody was just like, I'm done.
Everybody's just
there was Discord in the Discord.
That's right.
Yes.
It's just sad.
It was that, and it was me.
That's right.
He debated mad if Marshall arrived yesterday. Which, in my opinion, it has, but at least further now.
Yep.
Yeah.
We really don't know what you just said.
He was talking about the Marshall rivalry, and
Marshall, as far as I am indifferent to Marshall. They come in and they steal the wins from us in basketball, but football, it's just.
Well, we've talked about it. Ross likes a good, recent fan base who cares, and all that other very admirable stuff. However, I need to hate.
Yeah.
I got hate and heart. Gotta let it out.
That's right.
I have for it to be.
Well, I mean, you can hate FIU too, but they don't. I mean, if it's a one-sided hate, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, FIU's one that should just.
Well, I'm just saying, even Middle, they don't have. I've never seen Middle fans travel to Bowling Green like Marshall has. Not even. I haven't seen Middle fans travel like Southern Miss traveled to Bowling Green, and they're only an hour away.
All right, Jake, spank my hand. Yeah, you don't see Marshall fans. They just drive. They don't do anything else. Smack again. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. It's a low blow, and some of y'all might get it, and some of you won't. But anyway, so what's going to stop where is the, reaching into the mailbag here?
Yeah, so this is kind of a question. What's going to stop the end-of-game meltdowns? Is it physical? Is it mental? Is it lack of going to the bench? What do we think... It stops the hemorrhaging at some point.
And I mean
if it does.
It's definitely immaturity for sure. That's been an issue just this entire year, is these young players. I mean, they're going to make freshman mistakes, and the freshman mistakes will probably come at very unopportune times, especially the end of ball games when you really need them to kind of step up. I mean, they're still kind of struggling to kind of figure out, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do that, okay. It's more of a mental thing, too. I mean, I think immaturity and just the mentality is a lot of things. Because if they, had that, aggressiveness, was trying to get to the basket, trying to actually get a bunch of plays done, play aggressive defense, I feel like that would be a lot better at the end of all games. But they just seem to let their foot off the gas and just try to keep away from the other team just to try to kill the clock, which I don't think that's a very effective way to close out games.
You're coasting, exactly.
Yeah, it really is. And I just want to say, I'm going to shout out... Brett gave us that off of Facebook, sort of. He asked several questions. Good job, Brett.
Yes, appreciate
to give us lots of fodder to talk about. But I kind of combined that because that seems to be a very common theme in the questions about the end of game meltdown. So,
it was a lot of frustration in the questions that some of these we got. Some of these are just simple questions and simple answers, and some of these are very elaborate, and there's no way we really could give you a straight answer.
Yeah, we're just gas bags. We'll just talk at it.
Yep. Yep. So just sit here and listen to us gasbags about it.
Yeah.
So, do we have another question?
We do
for
have
this?
another
Go
question.
for it.
So we have one from, I think it was Jack Watson,
Okay.
and on Twitter. Always
Yes.
comments on Twitter. Love you, Jack.
Yep.
He said, "How will the next 3 games go?"
Okay.
Which
so
is a
let me
good
pull up the next
a
3.
good transition into FIU.
Yes.
Finally getting a little bit of a homestand after playing 11 of 16 on the road, which is kind of insane.
Yes.
Um,
I don't think Texas Western does that. Oh wait, maybe they do. Yeah. That's for the old listeners.
Texas Southern, I think it is, not Western.
Is it
Texas Southern, yes.
You're gonna. I'm
Texas Western's UTEP back in the 60s.
Yeah. Texas Southern is the one that we were looking at. Who
Okay.
played like that.
Johnny Jones.
Sure.
Yeah, it's wild. But no, so the next 3 games we can kind of talk about FIU. I hate to say it, FIU's. Well, I'm gonna jinx this. I don't care. FIU's not very good. They have a decent win loss, like 11-6, but their wins have been a lot of blowouts against crap teams and barely surviving Charlotte the other week. They lost to ODU by 1 on the last second putback. All the advanced metrics like us like a lot.
Ooh.
The BPI's got us at like almost 92% win chance.
Yeah, and I mean they've almost got the lines up, which I would wish they would put the lines up so we could see them.
I
on
do
the
wish
lines.
betting lines came out earlier. I will say, here's the best thing that I can say about FIU is in the Miami Herald. I already told
Yes,
Devin, I got to
please
tell you
read
guys. So, Miami Herald, good paper. Excellent writing.
Almost as good as the College Heights Herald, but yeah.
Almost as good as College Heights Herald. Almost as good. But I went to go do a little research on FIU
Yes.
to talk and maybe to like work on the article tonight. So, the first line of this article after the Old Dominion game, that they're talking about their center. He's like a 6'7", 6'9" center. I will not try to pronounce his name. It is a Nigerian name that I'm just going to butcher because I'm a redneck. Yeah, I have no idea. But the line was, and you can go look it up. Just give it a little Google. It's worth a Google. The team calls him O, but it's his D that stands out.
Really, I just want to say the editor.
It's a thing.
Can I try to pronounce his name? I'm looking at it right now.
Go for it.
You
Give
go
it a
for
shot.
Osasumwin Osegwe.
It's better not get it done. I'm gonna be honest with
I'm
you. Yes.
just going to assume that's right.
Yeah.
Just say it with confidence and just move on.
Yep, I'm good with that, but.
But to be fair, it is his D that stands out. He leads Conference USA in blocks per game.
Yeah.
Take that, Bassy.
Yeah. Come on, Bassy, you got to step it up, buddy. Yeah, I mean,
That's my favorite thing about FIU. I'm not gonna lie. They don't shoot the ball incredibly well. I will say what they do appear to do really well is get points off turnovers and fast break points.
Yeah.
A lot of those blocks lead to fast break points. They score a lot of points per game. They're averaging 88.5, which is, again, they're very much in the vein of Marshall. Just outscoring the pants off of you is how they win games. But it's kind of inflated because if you look at their record, they kind of blew out some nobodies in the very beginning. I mean, people that don't... I mean, like, if you pull it up on Google, they don't even have, like, symbols next to their name because they're, like, FCS or... I guess that's football, but... I mean, yeah.
Weber, Division two NAI.
Yeah, NAI, like...
Weber International,
right, like they
Johnson and Wales.
They went 110, 117, 86, 98, 102, 104 against nobodies. Now, I will say...
Fordham is, that's a D2, I'm pretty sure. Columbia.
No, Fordham's Division 1.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And they lost them.
Yeah, Youngstown. Yeah, just.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh.
So, like, they're kind of like that. I don't want to take that, like, they score a bunch of points to win for
Well,
gospel. Yeah,
okay.
Arkansas scored 121 on them, by the way. I mean, they scored 89.
Yeah, they scored 89 points, but still,
That's a
121 points.
You look at the like opponents, they lost badly to an Arkansas team we beat. They beat a Charlotte team we handled the entire game by 3, and they lost to ODU by 1.
I mean, in a very similar fashion to us.
I don't know if any of you.
they were at a league, so.
I don't know if either of you are Catholic, but they beat Ave Maria.
Isn't that a song?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes, it is. It
I thought
is
so.
the Latin version of the Hail Mary.
Oh,
I know that because of my job, but anyway.
there you go.
But yes.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
just by the way, Devin, just future topic at the end of this episode. Let's talk about the football schedule being released, too.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'll be a good. Let's put that on next episode because that's. I think we got a little while to go before that, but yeah, I'm excited about football season because of the article I recently did with the wins and losses, the additions and subtractions, or whatever you want to call the article. Is basically players were losing because of transfers or whatever.
And who's still hanging around.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, that Gonzalez guy is still not found. Nobody knows.
The only reason I went off on that tangent is because we play FAU like second game of the season. That's why I was thinking about that. We're going to go back to basketball.
FAU.
Yeah.
Good old Kiffin.
FIU, sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, but FIU is another team that there's not necessarily a rivalry like you were talking about earlier, but I just kind of loathe them because, like, even in the Sun Belt, Western struggled against FIU.
Well, yeah, especially when they had Richard Pitino as their coach in the last Sun Belt championship that we won.
Yes, sticky tables. Yes. You don't know the sticky tables?
I have no idea about sticky tables.
Well, it's his dad.
Lost
it's
his Easter egg, guys.
Yes. Sticky tables is his dad in the Italian restaurants. That's what I'm joking about. Yes. Okay. Sorry. It's bad when you have...
It went over your head, boy. You missed it. It went right past you.
Yes, it just flew right past your face.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. But talking about, the next 3 games, FIU, we're doing pretty, it's like Jake said, the BPI is doing pretty good. FAU, the BPI is even better, 93%.
They're sneaky, though. They're sneaky.
Doesn't FAU have a good win or two on the season?
Sneaky.
I mean,
they beat UCF.
Right after us. They've beaten Illinois.
Yeah.
I mean, Illinois. I mean, it's still a power conference. They beat UCF, who's another team we couldn't beat. I mean,
I think they beat UCF.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to poo-poo on Illinois. They're not terrible.
Yeah.
Ugh, their name is
Illinois.
Their mascot, the Fighting Illini or whatever.
Illini.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, I think it's
It's
an Illinois person.
Yes.
It's an Indian. It's an Indian name.
See, my thing, it's just a dude with a T-shirt,
Yes.
just like,
That's the mascot. He just got a big eye on his chest. He's the Illini.
hiya.
In the way that Indiana is the Hoosiers, so is Illinois with the Illini. It's the same thing, pretty much.
We're the Kentuckians. Oh, are you? Good.
I thought they were just Illinoisans.
Illinois.
Well, they have a little bit of an Indian nickname tied with them. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they had to de-emphasize it, just because of the political correctness movement. But, I mean, if you look at their old logos, they have
Band.
a full headdress Indian, as their mascot.
I mean, they don't have a red-faced guy with an Indian feather, so like the Cleveland
beating on a
Indians.
drum.
But and I mean, even talking about the Marshall game, the BPI is 78%. So that tells me that whoever's making that is no respect for Marshall, even though they just beat us.
But home road splits is the thing on all 3 of those opponents. They're saying that they're not going to play as well on the road, and we're going to play better at home, and that's what makes the difference between them. And that's why this stretch right here. I mean, we pretty much need to go 3-0 if we want to get our season back on track.
I agree.
Yeah, I think you do. I mean, and that's another question somebody threw out: chances of going to the
NCAA tournament.
Yes.
That was Alan Mansfield. Like, it was Greg Ross. Greg Ross asked that one. And, what are the odds of making the tournament? And the second part of that was, do you think we have to win the Conference USA tournament? And
yes.
Absolutely we do. There is not a scenario, I mean, short of blowing everybody out by 40 points and not having another loss on the season and just, making SportsCenter, there's no argument for us to get an at-large. I mean, I just don't see it.
Can I say something real fast with
Yeah.
that? To tag along that, I did some info. When we were actually talking about Western possibly being an at-large, which I never really thought we would have much of a shot to begin with, but whatever. The most quality wins that we had have kind of turned out to actually not be that good.
Yeah.
West Virginia is currently 8-9, and they're 0-5 in the Big 12. Arkansas is 10-5. They're currently 1-2 in the SEC. St. Mary's is 11-7, 2-1 in the Western Conference. And Wisconsin, of course, they were number 15 in the country, 10-2 when we played them. We beat them, and they're now 11-6 and 3-3 in the Big Ten.
We have ruined their season.
A lot of those teams haven't really turned out that well.
Yeah, that's just
Which sucks. I mean, there are very few teams that typically I'm kind of selfish. Like, okay, we beat you, but now I need you to go be good.
yeah,
Now, I will say with MTSU, I don't care. They
Yeah.
can lose every game. But other than that,
straight biddies.
yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. But other than that, I definitely like Wisconsin. Go win the Big Ten now. Like I hate you guys because I hate you guys. But go win because it helps us out in the NET, which we're still sitting.
Purdue did that for us last year. That was huge.
Yeah, that was man, and that's one of the things that make me a little sad is, and we've talked about this before, is that. And I haven't changed it. It's tournament or bust as far as a good or bad season.
Yeah.
There's no middling for me. There's no NIT run for me that makes it a good season. You could go win the NIT, and I'd be like, meh. You had
You
bad
basically did last year. I mean,
you squandered. You have
Yeah.
to for. I mean, if you don't go to the tournament, I feel like you've squandered a significant level of talent.
yeah.
And I mean, stuff happens. I mean, you can't ever account for it, but it will be to me a disappointment and considered a failure if we don't get to the tournament. Now, anything can happen, dude. I mean, we could go.
Well, Charles is coming back next year, so it's not a big deal. That's
Bro,
not
what
prediction.
if you get that right?
Dude,
He is starting to slip. He is starting to slip on some of the NBA draft
I saw him at
things
the
that I've seen
last
recently.
3 picks in one mock draft.
You know, I wish we had a pool on that, because now I would be so excited. But honestly, if the young man decides to go,
Get that money, bro.
you know, get the money, bro. You got to do what you got to do. Western will still be Western without you. We will
And we
salute you, you know, sadly, but we want you to go get
We
your
will
money.
acknowledge him as a pro top, unlike the one who shall not be named.
Exactly. Yeah,
Here's
that's
another
ridiculous.
thing we were talking
Sign
about
the
at the
cross.
end of after the thing. We are on the pace to have our tied for the longest tournament draft streak
Yeah.
in our history, and that just shows like this season is huge. I mean, we are two Sun Belt tournament runs for being a decade without making the NCAA tournament, and for a program that's had more NCAA appearances than Gonzaga and Florida, that's just sad. Like,
Yep.
you've got a fan base that's just craving for this, and that's, I think, the most disheartening thing about this year. We have the talent, don't have the experience, but we have the talent. We had enough pieces coming back, and it's just been frustrating. And we just got to hope we can put it together between now and, hopefully finish in the top 4. We can have a top 4 seed and only have to win 3 games.
That's
Because winning 4 games, I don't trust it.
And that's absolutely what you're fighting for right now, right? That's why, I mean, the cliche that Stans always says, like, oh, it's brand new season, conference play. Like, yeah, now you really, because of your losses, that you're not an at-large team now. So you have to go out there and have and place, like you said, top 4 in the conference to get that bye, to give yourself every advantage going into the Conference USA tourney, because that's how we get to the dance. That's legit. Now, if we do get to the dance, what do you guys think the seed is? Because the seed line right now, if they make it, with some of the, assuming that all the decent wins don't tank,
Yeah.
it's not as bad as we would have had, like, Sunbelt years.
Yeah.
I think we're still getting 11 or 12 seed, honestly. I mean, those names.
Yeah, we would
stand out
definitely be
compared
somewhere
to-
around there.
You see somebody like Murray, who hasn't, they've been super duper impressive, but they haven't beaten anybody. We have names, we have some top 100 Ken Palm wins. Those will stand up at the end of the season. It's just we have to get there, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, so I actually noticed another little question here. So I'm going to clarify this with you all. I have no idea. Does the Conference USA tournament winner automatically gets a bid,
Yep.
but does anybody else get a bid?
Well, they
No.
could as an at-large.
Okay.
No.
But they won't this year.
So Ross is saying no.
No one else this year will get one.
Like,
No one else is good enough.
The only way it could really happen, like, even with North Texas, if they were to somehow win out the rest of the conference despite that loss to UTSA and losing the conference title game with only 2 losses on the season, I think they would have to give them an at-large just because they
Nah,
only
they
had
didn't
2
do it
losses.
to Murray State.
But the chances of them actually doing that, obviously, are kind of slim. I don't really see that happening. I think they're kind of overrated. That's just me. So, I mean, we're still going to be a 1-bid lead as far as I think.
The only team I see with an argument is maybe Old Dominion with that Syracuse win.
That's
But
huge.
that's it. Yeah.
And that's
They
again.
have to go the way.
Yeah, and that's again like them not losing the rest of the way. Like that's just dominating conference and like losing in like the semifinals against the auto bid winner.
Whew, sorry, excuse me. Yeah, I mean ODU's actually. Well, they're 12-5 right now.
That's what I'm saying. So if they finish the season with, let's assume for a moment that they have got their stuff together and they go, like 25-5 on this season. I do think because like that Syracuse win, because of how well they would have done in conference, they got a shot. But even then, like 5 losses from, again, or let's say they finish with 6 losses and however many wins they get in the tournament. Even then, you're talking about a 6-loss Conference USA team that's going to have like 1 or 2 decent wins. I still don't even know if that would get them an auto bid. To be honest, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know.
So it'd be like a first 4.
Yeah, pretty much. It would depend on like the shifting of the other teams when they're making the call.
So okay, let's play out this scenario. Western makes the tournament. Is that a satisfactory year?
For me, yeah,
Yes.
it's all about getting to the tournament.
Okay.
Without a doubt. Even if, so let's say it's, like, we go in as like an 11 seed and lose, or like a 12 seed, lose in the first round. I'm still satisfied with that. It's all about getting back to the tournament because it's about getting your name on television on that Thursday or Friday. Like, that's the thing.
Let's see, a 12 plays a 3?
5.
5.
Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean,
that's a winnable game. I mean, an 11 seed,
the
12 seed.
12-5 matchup is the one that has the most upsets usually.
Yeah, and
when we were during the end of the Horn and beginning of the McDonald days, we were 12 seeds both times when we beat Drake and Illinois. So
yeah,
put that in perspective.
Honestly, I'm more willing to put money on Western beating a 5 seed right now than some of these other teams we're going to play like La Tech.
Right, because they get up for it.
Yeah, they show up for those big games, and it's like,
God, like I said way back, like right after the Wisconsin game, like don't expect that second half performance from the Tops every night because they played. I honestly think they played above their head. But dang it, you should expect the first half because it was really good, but not like, again, it wasn't above what they're capable of. And I was like, God, now, yeah. I'm just mad. I'm kind of an aggressive person.
You said they played out of their heads. I think they played out of the other end. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
That's fine. Whatever it takes to win. I don't care if you got to take a dump on the court. That's cool.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think, actually, the rest of the season, as far as that goes, knock on wood, because I know how our luck is going right now, yeah.
Yeah, every time I say a team is bad, we lose. So.
Yes.
So sorry, guys.
I mean, honestly, I think the next 2 big challenges are North Texas, La Tech, and is UAB any good? No.
Well, Marshall at home, you can't take them for granted.
No, you're right. Well, okay, yeah, we do have Marshall again at home. Yeah, I mean...
that's Monday. It's a 5. We played 3 games in 5 days. I mean,
yeah, that's going to stink.
Next 3 is huge.
Well, that's it. That's at Western.
It is. We got a 3-game homestand. So let's just. What do you guys think? Like the next 3. Like, what's the record out of the next 3? 3-0, 2-1. Like, what is it?
Okay. I'll go. God. All right. I'll let y'all go first. Jared, what do you think?
All right, I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to say 2-1 wins against FIU and Marshall, but lose to FAU.
Ooh. Okay. Ross, what do you got?
I'm going to do 3-0. I'm just banking on
the optimist.
Banking on the turning of the corner here, being at home, the friendly confines, yada yada yada.
Okay.
That was what I was going to say, honestly, and I'm usually not super positive because I'd rather be surprised than disappointed. But at least in sports. But I have to say, I honestly think 2-1 is expected. 3-0. I want it to happen, so I'm going to will it. I'm going to put it in the universe and will it into existence. So, guys, everybody, just think 3-0. Everybody, just do your little happy dance.
Yeah, just like Lethal Weapon, will it to happen?
That's
it will
right.
Happen.
Put it into the universe. Get it out there.
I'm going to go with Jared. I think it's going to be 2-1.
Think they're going to lose to FAU?
I think they're going to lose to FAU. I think we will get Marshall. I think we're going to get revenge on Marshall. I think they'll beat Marshall by 5 biggins, to quote John Short. But
dude, I want to hang 100 on Marshall.
I think Western will get Marshall this next time because they're going to come into this game with some high positive, as one of the strength coaches used to call it at Western, and I think they're going to come in and they're just going to. I think they'll beat them by 5 because it's going to be one of those games that it's like no let up. Do not let up on these guys, But the rest of the season, it's in the air.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll have more to evaluate as the season goes on. I think that kind of wraps up the questions that we kind of got. At least first off,
the main questions.
Yeah, because they were very similar. There were some more specific ones.
Yes, I mean, there's some about broadcasting, and there's no way.
Honestly,
can answer that.
we're not going to get anything better. Be happy with free Facebook streaming. Seriously,
yes.
If you're 90s, which by the way, old people know how to use Facebook too. For the love of God, they put out the. What in the world was that? Dude, y'all don't even know. His phone went off, and at the exact same time, the little smelly good thing shot off. I might have had a heart attack. I might need to check my drawers right now. Like,
that is
I'm freaked out a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
No. Yeah. Okay, I have lost all train of thought.
Yeah, I'm screwed. You want to get to the... Because I think we've answered the questions.
Yes.
Thank everybody for asking the questions. This is a recurring thing we want to do. We want to keep people involved. We want that engagement. So post more questions for next week. Respond on the Facebook group or on Twitter to what you thought about how we addressed them, our guesses about how the next 3 games are going to go, that sort of thing. I like that kind of. I like answering people's questions. Plus it's easy content, which I always like.
Not necessarily the content, but I like to get our viewers, our listeners involved because, hey, I like to hear their questions. I like to hear their concerns. And it kind of shows you the pulse of the fan base.
That's true.
Because we see, hey, obviously you all are really frustrated with the bench, obviously.
Yeah.
The late game meltdowns, and some of these other little
kind
things.
of different ones, yeah.
Yeah, and kind of how the season's going to end. So we want to answer those questions. So keep them coming to us. I'll try and post weekly on the Western basketball page.
And football.
Yes, and football. I didn't really get any questions from football. That's understandable, but...
People's heads are kind of in basketball season. I think football is this really happy dream kind of over on the corner.
Yes.
That we haven't really faced reality of it yet. That hype train, once this season's over, man, boy, you thought... people were excited about Mike Sanford, myself included, when it was going. But you want to talk about a hype train that is coming and will not be derailed. That once this season, oh my God, people are going to forget other sports get played at Western in the football off season.
Baseball.
Yeah, baseball.
I'm just kidding.
I was going to say baseball for me is just one of those sports that
it is my favorite sport to drink to.
Okay, I'll give you that. But the rest of it, it's just hard for me to get into baseball.
Well, we've had 10 years of not. I mean, when I was in school, or when Devin and I were in school, we made the NCAA tournament. Did you go to that game?
I remember the
ballpark.
No, I did not.
Where we demolished UK 22-6 or something.
Yes.
So I remember that game. Was that the year we were a top 25 team? Also.
We may have been. Yeah.
Year we opened up Bowling Green Ballpark. It's when the bats were still I guess the Wild West, when the bats were super live for college baseball, and it was like a home run every 2 an inning. It was crazy. I think it was 22-14 or something like that at the end of the thing, and sold out. Probably 2/3 Western fans because the Bowling Green Yokels will still cheer for UK for some stupid reason, but it was a lot of fun, and since then it's never been the same.
Yeah,
I remember us being good.
I can tell you right now, I want to say we had 4 or 5 guys go pro from that squad. There were several that went pro.
And there were some dudes that came back. They got drafted later rounds the year before and then came back to finish their, later seasons to try to improve their draft stock.
Well, fun fact, during those glory years, Adam Duvall, was an all-star for the Reds, started out at Western and transferred away because he couldn't see the field, and he ends up being an All-American and an MLB All-Star going to U of L.
I did not know Adam Duvall played at Western. That is an awesome fact.
He didn't. He didn't see the field.
Well,
he played 5 games or something, but he couldn't get on the field as a freshman, so he transferred.
That's crazy.
Dude.
And he transferred to Louisville. I mean,
good baseball school.
Oh, no doubt.
With JUCO in between, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
I will say, everybody should do their field like them, because it is I used to, when I was up there going to law school, I would have some time in the afternoons, in between my afternoon class and my night class, and I would, go see some of the games, or at least go get, some snacks and a wheat soda before class. And, man, you want to talk about just a fun time.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous field. All of them are chair back. Like, that's what everybody needs at their stadium.
I agree. I mean,
Well,
if baseball was as good at Louisville as it is, if some of these other schools took note of that, I think baseball could be forefront of.
Well, it's about fan experience, and that's what you got to do. The food and drink are cheap.
Yeah.
The get-in price is really cheap.
Well, they got trying to get people.
Right, the seats are nice. Like, it's
I
plus,
will be corresponding from the Louisville Western game in April from here.
Yes, okay.
So,
attaboy.
yeah.
I
Maybe
will-
we can do a live podcast.
That'll be fine. I will let you know that our content will probably droop down in baseball season just because neither one of us are really
baseball guys.
Yeah, Jake made it to T-ball, I think.
I played 1 year
There we
of
go.
Pee Wee, and I wanted to quit halfway through, but my parents said, "You are not a quitter. You will play this out." I had every minute of it, and not only that, I was garbage.
I remember going and watching you play.
I was so bad.
I do remember
I was
that.
so bad, and
That
that's the
was so
problem.
funny.
I was the best player on my team, and that's how bad we were. We were the
Wow.
second worst team in
Okay.
our little league.
I want to tell you all.
See, that's how I was. I played 3 years of Pee Wee League, and see, I've been small my entire life. Like,
I feel you, brother.
there was no hope for me to start with. I'm unathletic and I'm small. So, I mean, baseball, I had a better chance than, like, basketball or football where I literally get killed. But I played 3 years of Pee Wee. I was also, like, one of the worst teams. Like, I think I was on the Giants, and we were, like, there was 1 year we had, like, 2 wins, and I think that was it. And I played outfield because that's what you do with the kids that are very good at anything else, honestly. So I just
Out there
kinda
playing with
freaked
the
out.
daisies.
Were you the kid looking up at the stars during the?
Absolutely, dude. Whenever I saw an airplane or like a bird or something,
See, he was my least favorite dude on the team because when I was little, I was like, I
Jake
was the
is
one that-
hyper competitive.
Yeah, so when the coach is like, when they're trying to teach you like where the play is, like what you're supposed to be doing, like I was super into that. So when Jared over there, it's second base would be like picking his butt, I'd be like, "What are you doing? Pay attention!"
You just reminded me of one of the greatest stories from my baseball career. So,
With picking a butt.
Picking the season. Like, it was the parents versus the kids, just like for fun or whatever. And I remember I was going to bat. I had a good hit, but I think it got to like where the shortstop would be between second and third. And one of the parents was like throwing it to one of the other parents on first base, but it like slings it, hits me straight in the arm. So like, I mean, I'm a little kid, so I start like crying and everything. Then all the parents come up to me like, "Hey, are you okay? Is everything okay?" I'm like, "Oh wait, they're all around me. Okay." So I'm like, "See ya," and I just take off and start running around all the bases and making a home run.
That's pretty good.
That
Take
is
advantage of that situation.
I
Yeah,
will.
they never technically got me out, so I mean, it was fair.
That's all
Dude,
fair.
absolutely. Take advantage of
So,
it.
if you want to picture Jake's baseball prowess, remember the commercial from a few years back where the dad throws the ball to the kid, or the kid throws it to the dad, and he looks completely unathletic. And he does like the little skip thing, and it throws it like a
terrible.
scissor. Yeah, and then the dad's like, "Good, now catch," and he throws it back same way. And I'm like, "That's Jake."
Yep. And that's what I told my wife. I was like, "What's going to happen if we raise like a little jock like on accident?"
I
Like,
told you I will take care
that's
of that.
good
I got
because
this. I got this.
Because if it's not Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, or some other nerd crap, like I don't know what we're gonna do.
Dude, they will have to just because she will have to be.
Oh,
at
you
some
got it.
point.
We got the cutest. We got the cutest crap
Yes.
right here. We have this
Yes.
little like penguin Harry Potter thing going on.
That
Like a little
is
stuffed animal. It's
awesome.
amazing.
Okay, so back on track since we keep losing everything. We're going to rank our stupid comedy shows that we love. Now, these, I'm not going to really put any kind of context on these just because I want to see what everybody's
Or not
answers
even
are.
like order, just your favorite ones. Just,
Yep,
just give
just
a list of
list
your
them.
favorite ones.
All right, Ross, why don't you start? And let's hear what you got,
All
buddy.
I'm going to keep it to 3, and I'm going to go off the obvious ones that you guys might say, like the ones that are big probably about 10 years ago. So I'm going to go through 3 that you may or may not have. Number 3 would be a show on AMC called Brockmire. Have you guys heard of that one?
No, not
No,
even
I haven't
remotely.
heard of that one, no.
It's about a drunk former baseball announcer it's on AMC, and it's hilarious. The guy does like all the voices on The Simpsons. So check that one out.
That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's a pretty good one.
He washes out of the majors because of some crazy incident, and then it's just him just being drunk the whole time, so it's pretty funny. Number 2, I'll say Silicon Valley on HBO. You guys watch that?
No, but I hear it's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard it's really good stuff. So
That one's kind of clever and kind of nerdy and stupid, but yeah, it's pretty funny. Just makes fun of all the big tech companies out west. And then the last one, my gold standard for funny, I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. The Seinfeld Larry David type
Yes.
comedy. It's awesome.
See, that's interesting. I would not have pegged you for a
For a
Curb
Curb Your
fan.
Enthusiasm,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Oh, I love Curb.
Okay.
I mean, I also am gonna love like all the ones you guys say, but I just wanted to be different.
Yeah, I hear you. I tried to get
That's fine.
2 or 3, or at least 2 ones I don't think you guys are going to get.
Okay, Jared, why don't you take it, bud?
All right. So, I mean, I tried to remember some of the older shows. My all-time favorite is the older show, but more recent 3, like the old Big Bang Theory episodes, I thought those were really quality. I thought that was good stuff.
I don't hate the Big Bang Theory.
It needs to die. I'm glad it's finally in its last season, but when it first started and it was like kind of coming up and everything, like those early episodes I really liked. Number 2, this is thinking back to nostalgia a little bit, there was a TV show on MTV called Yo Mama, where it's like whoever could say like, Yo Mama jokes, and like that was when I was in like middle school or like a freshman in high school when like Yo Mama jokes were like at its peak, where you want to know the best one to roast your friends with. Like, so that was
sure
very quality.
I remember that show.
But to me, no comedy will ever, and I mean ever, y'all can fight me over this, no comedy will ever be greater than Whose Line Is It Anyway?
That's true,
I
yes.
loved that show so much. Like, I would be in tears laughing so hard.
It's an excellent show.
They would be
Yes,
doing
it
on
is.
that show in the day. So that will always be my favorite, always a special place in my heart. Very good show.
I will say that some of my favorite episodes of Whose Line is when Robin Williams was on there.
Oh,
Those are the greatest because he is one of the greatest character
He's
actors
the king of improv.
ever. Yeah, in
Absolute
improv,
king.
oh my
Absolute
gosh.
king.
But yes, I completely agree with those.
Wayne Brady, man.
Oh my gosh, Brady's great.
So
I liked, what was it, Colin, and what's the other guy's
Ryan
name?
Stiles.
Ryan Stiles,
Yeah,
yes.
dude.
Both those guys, hilarious.
Power
Can I
couple.
add one more to my list that just popped in my head?
Go for it, buddy.
Chappelle Show.
Dude.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. You got hate in your heart, you got to let it out. Greatest
Honestly,
show
the-
ever.
That's one, man.
The racial draft is still quality.
That's really good, too. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's one of the shows that might not get off the ground today if, like...
It wouldn't exist today. It would not.
Yeah.
I'm just convinced there's too many
Yeah.
woke people who would be against it.
Too many wokes, yeah.
Too many woke people.
But no, I think what was it, the Ginkgo's or whatever he was, the copier store that he did? Have you seen that episode?
No, I don't
Oh
remember
my
that one.
gosh, yes, that show, by far, classic show. And
The Wrap It Up box. Yeah, there's
yes,
so many.
what
good
was
ones.
what was the guy's name? The white supremacist one that he did.
I don't remember, but it was the...
Oh, I know what you're
I
talking
can
about.
think of
Yeah.
the crackhead, Tyrone Bigham.
Tyrone
Tyrone,
Biggins.
yes.
He still lives on in memes, never fear.
Yes, oh my gosh. You got any more of those Pokeballs?
Yeah, exactly. Anything.
Jake, let's take it, bud.
So you guys did not take the one that is my favorite television show of all time, and I'm glad you didn't because that's coming. So number 3 for me is a show called The IT Crowd or like The It Crowd.
Wow,
it's on Netflix. It's a British show about this giant stupid corporation's IT department, and they're in the basement and they're super nerdy and it's really funny. Number 2 for me is Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Yes.
I stinking love
Monty
yes,
Monty
yes.
Python's Flying Circus. Like, my wife hates it because it's on Netflix now. So, like, I'll just play it, and it's just so stupid and awesome.
Yes, yes.
And then my favorite television show of all time is The Office. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that is my
yeah.
favorite television show. Me and my wife
Love The Office.
love
Yes.
The Office. Me and my wife do an annual rewatch of The Office, start to finish every year, except for Scott's Tots. We skip Scott's Tots
okay.
because that episode is too cringy, and
Scott's Tots.
it's the one. So it's where years before he makes a promise to a group of like second graders in an inner city high school that if they all graduate, he's gonna from high school and get into college. He's gonna pay for their college tuition. And then they all do, like 10 years later,
Oh my gosh.
and they call him, and he has to come in, and like they're all excited, and they're like have this like dance routine, they're singing, they're celebrating, and he like buys them all like laptop batteries. That's
Yes,
what he
I
can
remember
afford.
that.
Yeah,
Oh
is an
my
absolute
gosh.
like that one is so cringy and
Yeah.
bad that I can't watch it. But other than that, like The Office is my Absolutely. And it used to, my favorite TV show used to be The West Wing, because I think The West Wing is masterful.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the best shows. I love those, like, proper political dramas.
Yeah.
But, Devin doesn't like because it was a Democrat president.
Well, no, I don't care. I just, politics at this point in my life is just...
But it was good, though. It was just so, it
was Sorkinized.
Yeah, it had a good moral and
Sure.
It was awesome.
I would rather watch Veep than West Wing.
Veep is real good.
Veep
is very
really
good
too.
But no, that used to be my favorite show, and then like I really got into The Office, and like just
I actually sat and
Favorite
watched The
Office
Office.
is The Alliance, early one.
Oh,
The Alliance is such a good like seasons 2 through 5, maybe like even on into 6, or like that's the like peak Office, and even some of the later stuff was okay. Like I was sad when Carell left.
California was weird, but yeah,
he had
wasn't
mouth
as bad
noise,
as
man. Do you guys know? Have you watched all of The Office?
Yes, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Robert California. Here we go.
Oh yeah. You talking about like James Spader? Yes.
James Spader has mouth noise, and it bothers me.
I love James Spader, but yeah, mouth noise is what.
And he would just like every time he would talk in that, and he doesn't do that in all characters, but in that one, for some reason, it was just so creepy and just like him and Gabe can go.
I love James Spader though. The whole story behind that is hilarious though. He's like, well, what's your name? Blah blah blah, and he's like, well, the guy I killed's name was Robert California or whatever.
Yeah,
and it was like, oh my god.
So they tried to make him like a crappier version of Creed in a lot of ways. Which, by the way, Creed Bratton, low key best character on the show.
Yes, yeah, he's pretty good. All of the pranks on the show are my favorite. One of my favorites is the Morse code one.
The Morse code one is really good. Asian Jim is great.
Asian Jim's great. The Murder Jim one, I cried. I laughed so hard at that.
I also, one of the openers, that is my favorite, is when he gets when Dwight gets the pumpkin stuck on his head. He's like, I guess I'll just have to let it rot off. That's amazing.
I don't know. The cord.
The cord. Oh yeah, I got
the
up there.
cord going up there. Yeah. And then also the fax. When Jim was at the other office and he would fax, and he told him that it was
the poison. And the poison coffee.
Yes. No! Great stuff.
Now, if you haven't seen The Office, we have just spoiled and like ruined some stuff for you. But go. What are you doing?
You'll love it.
Go and watch it. It came out like 2003 or something.
Yeah,
go watch it.
We used to watch it every week in college when I was in college.
Yeah, go now. After you get done with this, when you save this go back and watch all of The Office. It's amazing.
It's a great show. Check it out.
Sorry, Devin's.
For mine, I'm going to kind of go in descending order. Top 10, David Letterman style. Netflix show called Big Mouth. Have you seen it?
Is that good? Because everybody told me it was real weird.
It is puberty based, and it's got adult actors doing the voices for this as the quote kids or the teens, and it's hilarious.
That sounds terrifying and awesome.
And there is also hormone monsters that are really hilarious.
Hormone monsters.
Yes. Another one for me is Bob's Burgers.
Dude, Bob's Burgers, awesome.
Love
show.
Bob's Burgers.
Love Bob's Burgers.
Another one which Jake and I are huge fans of, The League.
I love The League. That was on my list.
Oh, League, that's a good one.
Love The League. Nick Kroll, he's hilarious.
He's so good.
Greatest. And my all-time favorite is South Park.
Absolutely, South Park
And my wife abhors South Park because I will sit and watch from season 1 to season 22 nonstop. Well, obviously, every night until I finish it, I will sit and watch it.
Favorite South Park episode?
The Minecraft, or not Minecraft, the World of Warcraft
That's
episode.
A good episode.
The Ginger episode is another good one.
The fake Civil War.
The fake Civil War.
The Civil War reenactors. Yes.
Dude, I like Casa Bonita.
The S'more Snobs. Yes, Casa Bonita.
Oh, and obviously the chili, Scott.
Yes, Scott Tinnerman.
Yes,
eats his parents.
I meant to eat your parents.
And
Radiohead, that whole episode.
Oh my gosh, Radiohead! Yes, that's hilarious. Some of the newer ones are okay. I did not like the what do you call it? The continuation they did in season 20 through 21.
It was funny, but it wasn't as. It was funny for like 2 episodes, and it kind of dragged on.
Yeah. The Member Berries are great. I love the Member Berries.
My wife quotes that and has never seen any of those episodes.
Member.
We'll be saying something about that, and she'll be like, "Member," and I'm just like, "You haven't even seen that episode."
Yeah, you have no idea what you're talking about.
She's like, "I've seen the memes."
Isn't that what half of this podcast is? Member Berries.
Yes,
pretty much.
Basically,
remember, I remember.
Yeah. Remember Star Wars? I remember. I tell you another good one.
Remember when Ty Rogers hit that shot?
I remember. Well, I'll tell you what another funny one is. is that Randy Marsh is Lord.
Oh, dude, that was
my
a good
God.
that running joke is just good.
Yes, it is.
That and I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
Then fighting Bat Dad.
Yes, Bat Dad was a great episode. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
because they're just trying to lose at Little League, and everyone else is better at losing than them.
Yes,
like the state team hits it directly into Stan's glove. And they're like, guys, they're really good at losing.
Oh my god. Denver will never lose to Bat Dad.
Yeah. Oh, guys, so good.
Great show. I tell you, some characters actually have disappeared from the show.
That doesn't surprise me.
Pip. If anybody knows who Pip was in the early show, he's the little British kid.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Is Tweak still there, or Butters?
Tweak is there. They made Tweak gay, which is kind of frustrating.
I saw one of those episodes.
That was a very frustrating episode because I was like...
But it was funny. I thought it was hilarious because he wasn't gay.
He's not gay.
And then the story
they're like the kings of that stuff. They call out everybody else for these non-logical plot points.
But it was funny because they
the Asian girls decided they were gay.
And then they just were after
they're
that.
Just gay.
And it's like, okay, you draw some fanfic, some fan art, it's done. It's on Tumblr,
God.
it's a thing now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, another great episode is The Frightening. Or no, The Startling. That's what it was. With the guinea pigs. That's what it was.
Yes.
That was hilarious.
The Jersey Shore ones also like that.
Jersey Shore, yes, because they had Osama bin Laden was the unknown ally that they had to come in and save them from the Jersey people. But it's a Jersey thing.
But we could go on and on about South Park for literally all night because there's been 22 seasons. I think they will surpass The Simpsons at some point.
The Simpsons is a show that I love.
That's another South Park episode.
That is a great one. My thing is, and I think it's hilarious right now, Jared is silent. I don't know if...
Jared, do you hate South Park?
No, I like South Park. I just haven't watched it as much as you guys have.
Oh, well,
evidently.
Should rectify the situation immediately,
Yes.
Jared.
No,
buddy.
my thing is, with The Simpsons, they are to the point where they're not funny.
They haven't been funny since the late 90s.
Yeah,
It used to be pretty good. I did watch The Simpsons a long time ago, but other than that,
20 years is a long time to be relevant.
They're up to 30.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the last 10,
Same with Family Guy in my book. Same thing. I used to love it about 10 years ago, and it's kind of back.
See, I haven't watched Family Guy. I'm not a big Family Guy fan. I'm kind of like Cartman in that aspect. But
another great episode. The manatees picking
the manatees. But yeah, like Jake said, we could talk about this all night. Y'all keep sending your questions to us. I'll try and post on Facebook, Twitter, etc. And hopefully we'll try and get a Red Out page on Facebook because that's typically my venue of social media. Jake is the Twitter dude. I
freaking love Twitter.
Yeah, Jake's a Twitterer. I'm not. And our friend Travis Helton is too, but it's whatever.
We can do it on the Tower Rack page, guys.
Exactly, we can do it on the Tower Rack page as well. But we'll try and get some more questions out there.
One last thing before we sign off is that I would like to say my condolences and RIP to the Daily Dragon, the UAB blog that is no longer in existence. RIP. It was really good. Dave closed it. He's a really good guy.
He was so good on Twitter.
Really well. See, we are special. We have a good following, and we are slowly starting to get more people in, and people are kind of buying into our vision with the Towel Rack, and I'm really thankful for all the people who not only listen to this, but all that as well. So thank you for supporting RIP Daily Dragon.
Agreed. Also, that's one of those things people talk about how much they hate Twitter and how toxic Twitter is, but
yeah,
I don't see that because I have curated our Twitter to just be WKU and other sports thing things.
Yep.
So I don't see all the hateful terribleness. I just see funny sports thing stuff.
So to the Daily Dragon.
So young.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't resist. But sorry,
don't
guys.
play it too long. You're going to be taken down for copyright issues.
Yeah, right. That's it. That's
I only played 5 seconds, but okay. I hate it for those guys. I mean, that's
part.
It's part of it, but
Well, the thing was, I followed that guy on Twitter too. It was just a one-man band, and that's what I think sustains the Towel Rack. And we've got 7 of us that are active on there. And when somebody gets too busy with life events, everyone else picks up the slack, and that's kind of that's how you sustain a blog. That's how the KSRs and the Card Chronicles and these long-running blogs for so long do that, and I think that's why we're building something good. So
Agreed.
Completely agree. But as always, follow us on Twitter, Redout1906. Follow the Towel Rack. They do content daily. Follow the Music Man and Ross and the rest of us are over there. And as always, go Tops!
Go Tops.
go Tops.
Tops.